Hello, everyone. How are you today? Just a couple of word of encouragement. You know, firstly, it says you discover a world of limitless possibilities when you discover yourself, the plan and purpose of God for your life. You know, that's when you don't know any impossibility. You know, and even people begin to say to you, you sure? Are you sure you can do this? Yeah, you sure? People have done it and failed. Are you sure? I mean, because you've discovered the plan and purpose of God for your life, and you know that is what God wants you to do. I mean, you don't shake, you know? You don't shake and you don't know any impossibility. That is, nothing seems impossible to you. Again, when doors are opened, impossibilities become possible. You know, hearts are lifted up, burdens disappear, power changes hands, and people heart desire are granted. You know, when the door opened, that's why you always pray for open door, because when doors are open, people's heart desires are met. And digging, now God has mercy for every mistake, grace for every weakness, and faith for every fear, because God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of boldness, of sound mind, and of love, you know. But you won't say because God has a mercy for sin, then you continue to sin. Paul said, God forbid. Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Say, no. You don't do that. When you're doing that, you're digging a grave that will swallow you up. But that is not the will of God for you, you know. And yesterday's strategy is today's victory. If you don't have a strategy today, forget about victory tomorrow. And that your strategy must be prayerfully obtained from God. If you know that is, if you know you want to have, they are obtained from God today. If you want tomorrow's victory, you know, if you want tomorrow's victory. And if greatness is your desire, wilderness is your ticket. Passing through a wilderness is a must for you, because without processing, you can't get to greatness. You know, if you refuse processing and forgo greatness. It's as simple as that. You don't have any shortcut with God. Before God puts you, His glory on you, moves you higher, He has, first of all, He has to process you. And if you're not willing for the process, He can move you aside, replace you, pick up somebody who's very willing, and process the person and use the person. You know? So refuse processing, or refuse processing, then refuse processing and forgo greatness. That is, if you refuse processing, then you can get to greatness. That is simple, you know. Then again, visitation comes only to the initiators. Like you're going to church, you've not prayed, you've not waited on God, you've not asked God to speak to you, or at least to ask God to use the pastors or the ministers to minister to you. You can go to church and come back the same. You know, you have to initiate that visitation, except on rare occasions where God can just decide to visit you, you know, for reasons best known to Him. But otherwise, you know, you need to prepare. You know, if you want something from God, that's always a preparation period, you know, to that, you know. If you want to get visitation, you know, some serious visitation from God, could be a breakthrough, whatever it is you're believing God for. There must be a preparation. When mercy is taken away, misery takes over. If you don't understand this, go and ask King Paul. You know, once the moment God took away his mercies from him, Paul just became an ordinary man. Was fighting David, was miserable. David had to come and play an instrument for him to be normal. He gets insane just randomly, So once the mercy of God leaves anyone, misery takes over. Okay, thank you for watching, for listening, and wait for my next video. And if you're gonna get it, of course, you have to push the alert button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and God bless you real good. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Bye.